What is something you don't have the heart to tell to your family? That I'm getting annoyed by all the negativity they keep spreading. It feels like they don't even want to be happy. I never understood pessimistic people. My mother is this way. Yeah, I can tell her I paid off a bill and she'll bring up the fact that I have 100 other bills which are all in my name. Just shit-hounding me for no reason. I lost all respect for my dad. I'm starting to get sick of the family gatherings around Christmas time, and I'm seriously thinking about just taking vacation around the holidays to Florida. We did this last year. 2 weeks. No cares. No holiday pressures. Nothing. It was amazing. It was the most refreshing and relaxing time I have spent in the last 20 years. No joke. Doing that gave me freedom to cast off the tradition chains, and hubby and I now decide for ourselves how we want to spend our time. It has been an amazing year now that my family knows I have a passport and know how to use both it and an airline booking site if I don't want to do something the way they do. My wife hates them. I feel sorry for husband because I don't like being around his family, and he wants to have a good relationship with them like he did while they were kids. Are you my husband? My in-laws would claim black is white just to start an argument. I still drink too much. I have just got much better at managing when I drink and when to stop, so I can turn up fresh to family events and work. Maybe I am getting better. At least you are recognizing your habit, and that's extremely important. Positive first step, but being a discreet drinker can lead to down a slippery slope and make an addiction even worse. That's how my uncle went. Finding his secret empty bottle stashes after their passing was groundbreakingly terrifying, though it shocked me out of my own habits at least. I can only wish the best for you in your journey. Cheers, smile. How many of them I have blocked on social media? Me too. My family are in the UK and I live in Canada. My grandmother died back in June and I posted on FB about it, and a couple of them posted very nasty messages on my wall. Not even in Prime Minister they don't realize just how far 5,000 kilometers is. It's not like I can jump on a bus and be there in 30 minutes. My parents' house is about 4 to 5 degrees too warm. Makes it just a tad uncomfortable. This is the stuff. Pour your heart out, brother. No one deserves to be warmer than they ought to be. How much I truly loathe Christmas since my fiancé died, and how I'd really rather not celebrate. It would really hurt them. Edit. Wow, did not expect this to blow up. Thank you for all the kind words. That seems like a perfectly reasonable way to feel, and I'm sorry this time of year is tough for you. I didn't celebrate holidays with extended family for a couple years after my child died. Do what you need to do. Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. The first Thanksgiving I literally sent over my other kids and stayed home alone and asked them to bring me a plate back. Halloween was dinner and a movie until it was late enough that I knew there had been no more trick-or-treaters. Christmas I just stayed home alone and slept and cried. That the reason I hardly visit anymore is because there is no effort. I take 2 flights across 3 states, rent a car, spend a decent amount of coin, and get to my folks' house to find that they haven't even made the bed in the spare room, or cleaned it up, or taken some time off work, or want to go anywhere or do anything. I love them dearly. They love me. But that always stings a bit. I don't want the world to stop, or revolve around me, but a bit would be nice. I flew back to Ireland from China, cost lots of time and money, and had booked months in advance. My folks decided that it would be a good idea to visit my older brother in England for the first week. Welcome home indeed. Same. Only I used to do it with small children. After one particularly exhausting trip I realized that I was done and decided to stay home and be a nicer mom for vacation instead. I had been going to a therapist and psychiatrist because of my family's constant discouragement to my career aspirations. I had other reasons to see a therapist, but this made me reach out for help. The same thing happened to me. It actually really fucked me up and I ended up with no career aspirations. I'm 28, do pretty well, but feel totally unfulfilled and confused about a career path. My grandma was the worst, constantly lecturing me and telling me everything I ever wanted or liked was more or less wrong. Add years of this behavior up and bingo. Curious, what's your career choice? The amount of my student loan debt. My mother would faint. This is why I'm debating going out college. I really need to go back to therapy. That I know you cheated on my mom. Why don't you tell either of your parents? My grandfather lied about quitting smoking. So did my wife. Don't hate him, it's hard as fuck to stop. Right now I'm 7 weeks without a cigarette. This is the 5th time in my life I've tried to stop, my record was 8 months. The hardest part about quitting is that everyone judges you. If you're a drunk and fall off the wagon, people help you back up. If you're a smoker and have a smoke after quitting, people yell and tell you how bad of a person you are. It's stressing and crazy because if we try and talk to anyone, all we get is, well, it's a disgusting habit and you never should have started in the first place. You want him to quit? For fuck's sake, talk to the man. Support him. Tell him you will talk to him if he needs help and stick by that. Because the honest truth is, hating him isn't helping him quit, it's probably pushing him to keep smoking. You're getting really old and I'm not ready to lose either of you. My dad is gonna be 76 in a few months and I'm dreading him not being there for me. And to my younger brother, get a fucking divorce, bro. Also a fear of mine. My dad is also in his 70s, and while the average lifespan on his side of the family is well into the 90s, it's a thought that pops up every so often and scares me. Count every day, lucky friend, I'm down to one parent, lost my mother last April, she was 49. Hope you can spend some quality time with him over the holidays, Christmas tree, and to my sister, get married already, you've been engaged for nearly 5 years, lol. Edit, thank you for the gift anon, I'll be sure to spread the love, heart. Edit number 2, thanks to you for the gold, happy holidays to you all. That I despise my parents for being so selfish during their divorce and not putting us kids first. Still 20 years later we get shitty comments from one about the other. At my wedding they wanted some sort of acknowledgement for being able to be civil. Congratulations on doing what 99% of the population can do, assholes. God, I feel this on many levels. Kudos to you for getting through it. Sometimes I just want to scream at my parents when they bring stuff like that up. I feel this way too. It's one of the reasons why I'm hesitant to have a wedding. My parents haven't spoken to each other since the day I turned 18. They've been separated as long as I've been alive. Yet, they still bitch about something the other one did 5 years ago. I don't want them on the same continent, much less in the same room together. If I didn't meet my so when I did, I would probably be dead by now. ETA, I'm sorry for everyone that was in a similar or worse situation that I was in. I'm really glad though that every single one of us is alive and either in a good place or working on getting there. As another commentator said, therapy is really important for self-growth. I encourage everyone to do it if they have the means to. Thank you for sharing your stories with me. Same here. That man kept me off the street when I got sick and had no insurance and couldn't maintain my scholarships. My parents thought I was lazy and needed to learn to support myself. Well, I hope you're doing better now. Sounds like you are, but I hope you are. That I was raped 2 weeks after I moved out of home. I was only 17. I just don't want to hurt them, so I kept it to myself. Similar, last time I talked about anything close to this, my mom said if I found out something like that happened to you, I would kill myself. Add that to list of shit I am never telling my mother. That I was actually traveling all over Europe and not studying in a university. After which I faked my university papers so that my parents would not worry. Though while traveling I met a good friend of mine, who is now my business partner. We started a small IT business. I was able to earn a good amount and finally get my degree a few years back. So basically, no harm done. But I will never tell them that. Ever. That the reason none of my friends came over when I was a kid is because I never invited them. I was embarrassed of my insane mom and messy house. My meds aren't for casual anxiety. They're for acute PTSD. I'm seeing a therapist. I've been hiding my episodes and passing them off as school jitters for half a year. You're brave for getting help, and I'm sorry you have to hold this secret. Hope you can find some peace and calm in this season. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.